Hello everyone, Onlydraven here again, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft Sky Factory 4. Today we're going to be looking at the Sync mod that is part of the Sky Factory mod pack, and specifically how to create and use shells. Now the Sync mod itself is actually very small, but can give you some really interesting things to play with. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at those. Now, if you like this video and you find it helpful, please be sure to click like. But most importantly, please remember to hit that subscribe button. That way you can see all my videos and tutorials as they come out. Okay. So 4 things we're going to make, and that's because there are 4 things in this mod. Up here you can see that if you do a search for @sync AI, you're going to find sync core, shell constructor, shell storage, and a treadmill. Now, we've done a video on the treadmill before, but we're going to cover it a little bit here again. To make a treadmill, you need 2 pieces of obsidian, 2 black carpet, 1 daylight sensor, iron bar, and a piece of redstone. Next, we're going to learn how to make a sync core. We're going to need 2 of these. Now, sync core is an ender pearl, 2 of those daylight light sensors, a lapis lazuli block, 2 quartz, 2 emerald, and a redstone block. Next, we're going to make a shell constructor. Now, a shell constructor is 4 pieces of obsidian, 1 of those sync cores, a redstone, and 3 glass panes. And finally, we're going to make a shell storage, which is 4 obsidian, another 1 of those sync cores, 2 glass panes, block of iron, and a weighted pressure plate. All right, so the reason we need the treadmill is what powers the shell constructor. Now, will other power sources work? Very likely, but specifically we're going to use the treadmill because that's what it's designed for. I've got a treadmill here. I've got a little piggy running on it. That piggy, I'm connected with an energy extraction cable. Now, for the shell storage itself, all it needs is a redstone signal. Slap a redstone torch down next to it, and you are good to go. Now, one other thing we're going to grab here are some spikes. Now, this is just to show part of the test, what we're going to do here in a minute. So let's throw a couple spikes down. Well, that was not right. There we go. 4 damage. All right. So here's how this works. Your shell constructor has power. When you right-click on it, you're going to see it starting to build something. Building it relatively quickly. Now, it's going to work its way up to 100%. What it's building is a shell, and a shell is basically a clone of you, whoever right-clicked on that when it was going. Once it builds this clone, and the clone is successful, the shell, you can then step inside of the shell storage and take over that body. Now, why would you do that? There's a lot of weird reasons, but it can give you some fun things to do because each one of those bodies will have its own specific inventory. So this guy's carrying around supremium armor. This guy's carrying around something different like iron armor. Then all my stuff here is fine. So it still gives you all the same skills and abilities. So we're at 81%. It's getting close to done. The spikes are here because in a minute, once I go ahead and get our shell here, I'm going to move into a survival mode just to kind of show it up a little bit. So here we go. We have 100% created our shell. All right, so now real quick, I'm going to go into survival. There we go. I'm now in survival mode. Now you can do this in creative, but it's hard to kill yourself. So we're going to look at that later. So here's my shell storage. All you have to do is walk in. Now automatically it's moved me to this hub. Now, if I'm moving my mouse left or right, up or down, it's making the guy at the top there, my little shell, it's causing that to get larger. That means it's been selected. Okay, so cancel would, if I click it now, it's just going to let me walk out. But if I click it when it's highlighted, right, here we go. My body is being transported into the shell. And now I'm in the shell. And that is my original body there. Okay, so I have my own set of inventory, so on and so forth. There's me. So now I'm running around in this body. Let's say something happens to me. I go and I die. Hence the spikes. It's going to take a moment. For Draven is mighty. Whoop. But when I die, my consciousness goes right back into my original body. I had no items in that inventory, so there was nothing to store. But here we go. I have now gone back in. My shell is right there. So does it do a whole lot? Not really. Basically, it just gives you another way to almost set another spawn. When you die, you're just going to port back here. Had I had inventories, I would have had a regular grave here, the grave key that would allow me to go and get those items again. But this is just like a fun little thing to do with a small but interesting mod. The piggy power, of course, will provide power that'll run a lot of different things on the treadmill. So you can also use a wolf on there, but pigs are fun. And then, like I said, that's the power source that runs the constructor, and then the storage. And then again, I can just right click and it'll start making another one. And I can continuously do that. Now, can you have multiple? Let's find out. All right. So as you can see, I have now created 2 different shells. We're running them both off the same piggy, so I kind of skipped ahead because it took a minute to power both of them. Piggies don't make a whole lot of power. But you can see I now have 2 shells in separate shell constructors. So if I was to go in here, now I can choose between the 2 of them. I can have different armor on them just so it's easier for me to know which one is which. The interesting part is, what's the range of this? Does this mean I could have bodies at different buildings? Maybe I could just, instead of a teleport or flying over, I could just literally jump into a body somewhere else, work there, and then come back. But yes, it is very possible to make multiple of these as long as you have the power and the location. So a lot of fun could be had these. I definitely look forward to seeing what you can come up with. If you find a really interesting use for this or a great way of making it cooler, please throw those down in the comments section, because we would definitely love to be able to hear from you and what you've come up with. But that is going to do us for this tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about it or any of my tutorials, please be sure to throw those down in the comments, and I'll do my best to get back with you as quickly as I can, as well as any recommendations or suggestions you may have for other tutorials that you'd like to see in Sky Factory 4. I'm always looking for new ideas. You can also go to my website, Onlydraven.com, and there at the bottom of the homepage is a place where you can submit feedback, questions, or suggestions via email. You'll also find my streaming schedule, links to all my videos and tutorials, links to my social media accounts, the ODG store, as well as a bunch of other useful resources. I do recommend checking out the website. That is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.